So what have Menlo Park been able to help you with?
Menlo Park has been able to identify GPs that would fit with our needs and who would gel with our team. So really helping us to get the right people to create our collaborative team environment.
Brilliant. And we've worked with you obviously for a few years now, which is brilliant from our point of view because we can really develop that longer term relationship. What do you think has stood out about our approach in that time?
I would say it's the personal approach. So I've got to know, the team very well at Menlo, obviously particularly yourself, Matthew, and so you know what I'm like as a person, and that means that when you are meeting GPs, you know who would get on with me. And you know who would get on with my team, you know what my team's like, and you know that washing up a teacup is a really important thing to us. So it's those little things that mean that when we're meeting somebody through yourselves, we know that they are potentially the right person from us from the start, rather than being a completely cold sheet at the start.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Thinking about the alternative, if you hadn't been able to recruit these GPs through Menlo Park, what would the alternative have been?
Well, the alternatives are still there. You have NHS jobs, and we did put an advert out and we didn't get any interest. It's also using the national press, which also charge quite a significant amount of fees to use them. And again, you're still, in effect, you're using the equivalent of NHS jobs, but with a high price tag on it, without the sifting through initially that's done to help us identify the right people. So I think that having that filter at the start with an agency has helped us a great deal. In an ideal world, I would say that we shouldn't need agencies, but what we have to expect is that we're not in that world right now, and that GPs, even if they're unhappy where they are right now, they're not sure whether it's going to be better outside of where they are right now, and so they don't jump even from an advert, and they really do take that personal approach from somebody that they've built a relationship with to go to somebody else that they know.
No, yeah, I agree. So, yeah, I mean, you mentioned there that ideally, you would hope not to have to work with companies like Menlo Park, but what would you say to practices that do have that need but are perhaps skeptical about working with a recruiter?
I would say to you, how much time are you spending interviewing and not succeeding? I would say that's a huge amount of valuable time, because it's your time, it's the partner's time, the other GP's time in the building, and that every time you're doing that and it doesn't come to something, it could be because the relationship with the new potential GP was never going to be a fit for you. And having the agent do that bit of work before is worth that investment. And
Mm.
also, we've had people stay. So in terms of the finding fee, if you have that, the cost of the time you're doing multiple interviews over and over again and advertising and re-advertising, we have found this the best approach when we do a cost benefit analysis.
Brilliant.